What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Bolt Cargo. Now, today is a little bit different than what I normally do, only ever so slightly. I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm still going to modify this van, make it look as cool as I can, and increase that engine power, but probably not fully today. And I'll say why. This is a bit of a Discord challenge. A few of us have got together on Discord on the Red Dot official Car Mechanic Simulator server and are testing ourselves to build the coolest van. Now, I thought, why not do it on the channel as well as do it for the Discord? But also, why not make myself a cool shop van while I'm here that I can keep in front of the shop where the for show truck normally sits. We're going to move it over. That's going to swap places, and it's going to be replaced by a van. Now, you can see this isn't a normal van already. The wheels tucked way up into the wheel arches there, as you can quite clearly see. This is a bit of a slammed van from myself here, my own creation. I've also created my own livery for this one today, so hopefully this is going to be quite cool. And I thought, as it's a van, I'd bring you all along for the ride. We will see. So yes, this obviously isn't your standard configuration van. This is the Virtual Mechanic edition with some funky wheel sizes. I don't quite know how that happened there. It's my own fault. I've only got myself to blame. It does have the V8 overhead valve 6P engine, one of my favorite ones for putting color on. So that's going to be a pretty sweet. We picked it up from the auction house. I didn't do too bad. 9,548. Only a little bit under profit if we were to sell it now at 653 is what we'd lose. Obviously, we're not selling it now. We're going to restore this van, make it look cool, and keep it for a shop van, which is going to be pretty sweet. So let's get this one started. Let's head over to the car wash and get it cleaned up before I reveal too much. Here we go then. It looks like the van is a green. I'm pretty confident it's green. So let's get all this dirt off and have a proper check. Down you go with the cleaning. It's very low. I love it. Absolutely slammed to the ground. This is green and it is in a very, very bad condition with a lot of parts missing. It looks like all I've got is the hood. The windscreen will need to be replaced anyway, and one rear door. Oh, is there a rear window? No rear window. As you can see, it is slammed, so the suspension, it does stick up through, but we do have a sort of half fix for that. I'll show you later. Let's get the interior cleaned, get that engine ripped out, and start stripping everything down, ready to put the shop van back together. Van's up in the air. Let's have a look for that oil pan. There is an oil pan there, so that needs draining. Let's get you going. Drain. Almost put it back then. Quite dirty. Not very much of it, though, so easy. Let's get that put away. Let's get this gearbox ripped out, hopefully. First off, with the drive shaft, out you come. Lots of rusty bolts. I think this is going to be rusty bolts everywhere, if I'm being truly honest. This van is in so bad condition, it is unbelievable. But we're going to get it fixed up. We're going to look in shiny and new and are ready for a new shop front van. Out comes the starter. And there goes the gearbox, hopefully. Am I going to have to take the front exhaust sections off? Most probably. So I should probably get them while I'm here. I'll get these ones as well. Out you come, and out you come. Let's get this beautiful, one of my favorite engines because it colors so well, ripped out of the van. And then we can start moving on. Let's go. Off with that little hood. I don't know how that's going to fit out of there, but we will see. Out you come. Nice and easy. Let's get that one put away. Let's have a look at this engine bay. At least it's got parts in it. Doesn't look like I'm going to have to replace everything. What are we missing? Nothing from the engine bay, that looks. That's pretty sweet. I've got some liquids to drain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't forget the radiator needs draining. Let's go and grab the drainage tools then. Let's get out of that mode. Additional tools, a drain tool, click and hold. See you in a second. That's all the liquids drained. It is time now to get this engine bay clear. And I was just thinking, where's the fuse box? But I've just spotted it up there. So let's start getting everything out of here. This one should be nice and simple. Got to remember to put that battery on charge and to pick it back up later because that's something I always forget. Out comes the ABS module and hopefully the main bit as well. Module and the pump. Out you come. And then let's have a look under this fuse box. There's a lot in there. So we'll get all of this cleared. Then we'll take a look properly at all of this suspension. I'll see you in a second. Van's up in the air. Let's check out this suspension and see what we've got missing. It's a double wishbone, single shock with the central cross member. And it doesn't look like anything's missing. Wheel ready to go on there. Rear wheel ready to go on there as well. Sway bar end links there. It looks like the hub is in there as well. That's pretty sweet at the front end. Very bad condition. Whether I'll be able to repair a lot of it is a different story. Disc brakes at the back, and then we've got, obviously, the leaf spring suspension setup at the back. One of my favorites. Very easy to work with, and looks quite good with color on it. And it looks like this is all here as well, including the U-bolts and the plates underneath. I think I've been pretty lucky. It might be very bad condition with rusty bolts everywhere, but it looks pretty complete. Even got the fuel tank in. Is there a fuel pump? There is a fuel pump as well. This is actually going well. I'm going to get all of this suspension stripped now. Then we'll get on and get that engine stripped before we tear down what's left of this body and start building it back up again. That's all the mechanical elements off the van. Just a little bit of bodywork left to go to be stripped off of there. But let's go get that engine stripped down, throwing the battery on charge en route. I bet I forget it, but I'll try not to. And one of my favorite engines, the 6P engine. It paints so well because it's already yellow. Let's start tearing it down and see what we've got to work with here. I mean, it looks, from the offset, quite complete, which is obviously another good thing. I like to see it. Makes it easier when you know what to repair, what you can and what you can't repair. So let's get all of these front elements off here, get them ripped off, start digging in deep and see what's underneath. Just getting the water pump off now, out you come, and then we'll get under this first plate here, the timing cover, and see what we got under there. Should be a timing chain, access to a camshaft maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, timing chain there, then a cam gear, off you come. And then a camshaft in there that we can rip out now. Ideal. Got to get the clips off the distributor. Come on. Where are you? There you are. Everybody forgets them all the time. So don't worry if you miss them out. I've missed them many a times before. It's a common thing that everybody does. Nice and easy on there. Nothing left at the bottom end. Let's start stripping down from the top with this huge air filter. Off you come. Off you come and off you come. And then we've got triple carburetors. Carburetor C... Is it C and B or C and A? C and B. There we go. 3 carburetors off the top. Let's get you out. And we've got a lovely intake manifold there as well that will paint beautifully when we see the colour scheme. And that's when we'll decide what colour we're going to paint this. Obviously, I've already got some ideas in my head, but it could all change during the build process. One side of the engine strip. Let's get on the other side. Let's get this exhaust manifold. Off you come and get out of my way. Obviously, the spark plugs on this one are just underneath that manifold there. Absolutely nice placement. Quite like them in there. They don't interfere with the head when you're putting them on, and you don't get coil covers or whatever you want to call them in there. Let's get you off and have a look underneath. So we've got one rocker arm rather than all of the individual rocker arms. One of the things I despise when it comes to engines. Got to be done. But then you do obviously have the single valve push rods. And then the engine head sat on top of it. Then we're down to the pistons, hopefully. This one's going quite quick. It's going well so far. I cannot wait to get this one finished. I'm quite excited by it, if I'm being honest. That's all the top half stripped off. Nicely. Let's get it rotated and get the oil pan off of there. Out you come. And then take a look at this piston setup. Obviously, 4 on either side. V8. Pretty good. 3 crankshaft bearings. It's all here as well. Rod caps, pistons, the lot. And then, obviously, we've got all of this clutch set up here as well. Now, all of the internals on this engine are going to be performance parts, but some of the external pieces that you can see probably won't be based on the colouring. It's all going to be down to the colour on this one. This one's about looks and not speed. I'm going to get this finished, get some bits repaired, then we're going to start stripping that bodywork, getting it ready to go over to the paint shop so you can all see the livery I've created, the monster I have created for this wonderful shop van. Time to get the body and a frame sorted out of the bulk cargo. Let's start stripping it down. What little's left of this anyway. Off with the hood. Out with the headlights. Don't think there's anything else at the front there. There goes the windscreen. Rear door. Rear bumper. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Apart from the interior. Let's just get this steering wheel out of here. Out you come, steering wheel. And that looks to be everything. Let's just have a quick double check in the screen here. First page, nothing on there. And then 1%. Ideal. Let's get the frame all sorted, all shiny and new. Hopefully, I reckon 900. 800. So close. What a shame. Anyway, this is all going to get sorted. It's going to look lovely. It's in green. It's in a very nice, like, metallic-y green. It's not staying green, though. Definitely not. I've already got my colours in mind. I need to go and buy some body panels, get this one back together, maybe repair that back door if it's repairable along with the hood. I will see you guys in just a minute. Let's get this body back together then and get it over to the paint shop and get a lovely new livery and paint job for this. Gone for the alternate hood there. I could have repaired the other one, but I remembered I wanted to change it to the ultimate hood, so it didn't... the alternative, not ultimate hood. The alternative hood. There we go. Let's get all this back together. There ain't many parts on this one. Quite an easy one to put back together. Swap the headlights out for the headlights B. I also swapped out the tail lights for the tail lights B. And I haven't bought myself a license plate yet, so I'm going to do that as we head over to the paint shop. But let's get all of this back together. Rear doors on. I did manage to replace one, but I had to buy a new one for the... I repaired one, sorry, bought a replacement for the other one. And I've gone for bumper B because I want it to be a body coloured. In with the windows. That's it for the external. And now for a little bit of the internal. I'm not going to do it all here because I've got a few little secrets for later on. First of all, you can see that one seat is facing backwards because why not? We're in a van. That's pretty sweet. Front seat in and then the steering wheel on. A bit more to come to that later, but let's take this one over to the paint shop. I'm going to get some license plates, or at least a rear license plate. Get that sorted and we'll see it with a lovely new livery on it. Here we are then, the big reveal of my Bolt cargo livery that I have done for this competition. And also, just a bit of fun, it is going to be my shop van. It is going to sit in front of my shop for the foreseeable future, basically. So let's have a look. There she is. Look at that. I really like that. Tuning, paint and bodywork. Let's build your dream car. YouTube logo, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and obviously Red Dot, because, well, you couldn't do any of this without them building this awesome game. And obviously my Virtual Mechanic logo on the side there. The other side, very similar, just reversed. Pretty sweet. And then we got a little bit at the back as well. The Red Dot logo, YouTube, Virtual Mechanic, and then the social medias and Red Dot back up in the corner there. Looking pretty cool. I've got some things to paint. Obviously, we've got wheels to match up to this colour. It's going to look sweet, I hope. Suspension parts to paint, and obviously that beautiful engine, which is just going to be black, red, and white in these lovely pearl colours. This is a pearl black, pearl red, and obviously that white is just white, but it is officially a pearl white to match it up. Looking pretty sweet. Let's get it back on the lift. Let's get some more bits painted and start getting this van back together. All the suspension is painted. Let's start with a reassembly. Black shocks and red springs. Looking pretty sweet there, in my opinion. Like how they look. Let's get some bits on the van. I've already got some of the non-paintable bits on. Let's start throwing a bit of this colour into the suspension. Cross member in the red there. I think that looks beautiful. These are all pearl colours, by the way. Pearl reds, pearl blacks, and pearl whites. Speaking of pearl whites, the suspension arms there are in the lovely pearl white. Looking pretty sweet. Quite happy with them at both top and bottom. They look so good. The red on the white is a good colour combination. Then we got the black shock with the red spring. We've already seen that one. Looking pretty cool on there. Two more bits of colour to go in. Brake calipers in the red. And that is a very close match red as well. Slightly bit lighter on the cross member, but even still, that's very close. Then the hubcap, just in black to throw a splash more black at the front end here. That's looking pretty sweet in the red, white, and black. Let's come out of here. Yeah, look at that in the red stripe there. Looking sweet. And now let's go and get the rear end of the suspension together. Now, the rear leaf spring drive axle is actually in black, not red. I think that's probably a bit of a shock to you. Rear shocks are also in black as well. Not 100% about that. They may change, but we've got some other colours in here. The leaf springs are in white. I think they look absolutely fantastic to sort of match the arms of the front. I didn't want to do too much red down the back here because it might just be a little bit too much, but we still have a red plates and a red U-bolts to go on there as well. Just for the added colour effect, on you go. And then obviously the brake caliper. You've already seen them at the front, but they are also in red as well. Should I change the shocks to red? What do we all think? I don't know. They look all right in black. It's just, it is a little bit plain, isn't it? Especially for me. And this is for a competition. Maybe I should change the shocks to red. I think I'm going to. I'm going to change the shocks to red. Then I'll get the rest of the suspension back together. And then we will see it all before I go on and get that engine bay finished. The shop van is coming along nicely. The red, whites, and the blacks in this suspension and are looking absolutely sick. So happy with how this is turning out as my little shop van. Let's get the engine bay sorted, and I've just realised I forgot my battery. I'll have to go grab that in a second. Only thing painted in here, apart from the engine, is the fuse box. I've done that in a nice pearl red, hopefully to match. We'll see how it looks when it's got the engine and everything in later, but let's get all of this stuff back in. Hopefully I remembered it all and haven't forgotten anything, obviously, apart from that battery. I know I always forget my battery. I am useless like that. But on you go, ECU pump and the module, in you go there. That's it, apart from that battery. I will grab it in a second and get it popped in. But I'm going to get this fuse box finished. Then we are going to go and build this beautiful, lovely engine. I cannot wait to get stuck in, show you guys what I've done. There is quite a bit of colour on there for you to have a look at. I'll see you in a second. Let's go and get that engine built. I will grab that battery when we drop the engine in. Hopefully, if I remember. Very oily on the floor. Let's get going. Let's start this one off. Engine block in the black. Looking pretty cool in that pearl black. This is why I love this engine so much. It paints so well in comparison to all the other engines in here. They're not that great when it comes to painting them. Well, not if you want full colour like I do. Looking pretty sick, though. I'm going to get all the underside here done. You don't need to see all of this going on. I'll get that done, and we'll see up the top when there's a bit more colour going on. There is lots going on in this engine. Block, pistons, oil pan, and a clutch setup, all completed. Mostly black so far. In fact, all black, obviously, apart from the reds on these. But I didn't paint them, and that's just how they come. So let's get this timing cover on, then. I have done this one in red to keep a bit of the Pearl Red Corporation going. Pulley can't be painted, so you can just go on there, and I'll get the oil filter on now. It is painted in the red. Then the water pump, it's in white. This is a triple colour engine, a black, red, and white. So far, looking pretty sweet, I think. I've also got the arms painted. They are also in white. Pretty cool. Just getting a bit of colour to this front end. Power steering pump's in black, but obviously it has red elements on it anyway, so it fits in. Along with the alternator, also in black, but it has red elements on it, so it really, really does fit in. Happy with how this is turning out so far. The ignition distributor, that is going in white. Obviously, then the rotor's red, but I didn't paint it, so it doesn't matter. And then the cap is in a pearl red, and I do also have some pearl black clips just to finish this one off. Looking pretty cool so far. Engine head is in white. A white engine head. I have used performance engine heads here because of this engine. They paint absolutely beautiful. This is the 6P engine. They just paint so well. I would put them in everything if I could. Let's get the other head on while we're here. On you go like that. I'll get all the internals of these filled in, and then we'll crack on and get a bit more of this colour on. Belts, rocker arms, push rods, all in, ready for the final burst of colour to go into this engine. So let's get the engine head covers on, obviously in that stunning pearl red. Very happy with that, looking great. Let's get both of them on. Nice, nice, nice. On you go. Then the intake manifold is in white, and it looks really good, in my opinion. You've got like this white bar running across the engine, looking absolutely great, separating the black there from the red. Really happy with how that turned out. Let's get the carburetors in. They are performance parts. They can't be painted, but they are going to be hidden by the air filter anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. On you go, on you go, on you go. I'll throw the base of the air filter on. It is black, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered. Exhaust manifolds are also in black, looking pretty sick. You've got this lovely black, red, and white combo just sticking around in that section, along with throwing across the whole engine. Looks absolutely incredible. I'm so happy with how this engine turned out. On you go, on you go, on you go, and on you go. We've got the ignition wires. They're in black. I did do them red. They were a bit too much. I tried them in white. It was weird, so we've just gone with black. It looks pretty sweet. On with the air filter, and then the air filter cover, obviously, in that pearl red. It is a slight different finish. It's meant to be the same finish, but obviously this is a shiny metallic piece, whereas this is like a matte rough-covered piece. Looking pretty cool. That's it, apart from this fan. Let's get the fan on. This is in white. Shows up all the details. It's not quite the same white, but it is a very, very close match. Engine looking absolutely beautiful. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously, there will have been a vote on Discord By the time this video comes out, I will already know who's won, but I will announce it and hopefully show off the winner's van on my Monday's video. So yeah, this is the engine so far. I'm going to take a couple of pictures of this now and then we'll get it dropped in. It is looking rather beautiful. Very happy with this engine. Let's get it dropped in the van. Off you come. Oh, let's not forget my battery while I'm here. Very nearly forgot it. Let's get this engine in. In it you go. In you go. Nice, nice, nice. Get the crane put away. That's looking pretty sick in there. Quite happy with that. Just got to get that battery in there. Where have you gone? There you are. That's the engine bay all complete. Looking, yeah, I'm so happy with that. Got a few bits to go. Obviously, we've got that gearbox, drive shaft, and starter to go in. Wheels to put on, liquids to fill up. Let's get the gearbox in while we are here. I'm loving this shop van. It is so cool. I'm so happy with it. I did make all of this myself. I'm so proud of myself. It is very difficult. Kudos to whoever makes liveries, anyone that does it, because it is not easy. Nothing lines up properly. In fact, on this van, one side was a different size to the other. Anyway, gearbox in. We've done the gearbox in the black to match with the engine there, obviously, as it's bolting straight on. The starter itself is in red, though, to throw a bit more colour in. Let's get the front exhaust section is in. Obviously, they're just chromed, so they can't be painted anyway. And in with the drive shaft, we are so nearly finished with the works van, or the shop van, whatever you want to call it. On you go with the drive shaft. Just some wheels to do. I haven't actually picked the wheels yet, so I've got to get them picked and painted. Next time you see this van, it will be outside in the sun, all finished, hopefully looking incredible. I'll see you in a bit. And that is where she is going to live, the shop van, looking absolutely stunning. Very, very happy with how it turned out. We do have one more thing just to finish off in this van, though. Let's get the rear doors open. Obviously, you can see all of the suspension sticking up through there. Never been a big fan of that, but I have a solution. Well, half a solution. I've got some benches that are going to sit in the back here for some sideways access seating and looking pretty sweet. You do still have the main block there, the drive axle sticking up through, but double seating, lots of seating, sitting back as well, checking out the view of the van from the inside. Looking pretty sweet. Very, very happy with how this turned out. Still a few little bits poking through and showing up, but it still looks pretty good in my opinion. Very, very happy with it. It is looking so sweet. Obviously, I designed my own livery for it with my logo on it. Some text and a few little identifiers down the side there. Loving it. Looks so cool. We're going to get it on the dyno. We are going to see how powerful it is. Obviously, we didn't do too much to that engine. Still put loads of performance parts in it. In fact, everything that could be is still performance. I don't think... Oh, the manifolds, they're not the performance ones because you can't paint them. I kept these as the original because you can paint them on this, and the performance ones stay in the engine coloured match yellow, and you can't paint them. It's the only thing we didn't change in the engine there. Everything else is new and performance parts. Looking so good. Let's just jump in. We will give her a start up because, well, that's what we do. And it's still pretty cool. Let's get her started. Ignore the suspension and everything sticking up through there. We'll pretend that's not there. Sounding pretty sweet. Let's give her some gas. Still a very mean sounding van. Let's put her on the dyno and see what horsepower she's got. Here we are then at the dyno with the bulk cargo shop van, the VM edition, 6P engine, one of my favourites, with 333 starting horsepower. We have added performance parts today. What have we added? 305 horsepower, an additional 92%. That's actually a lot more than I was even anticipating. Very, very good. 638 horsepower is our new total horsepower for the bulk cargo. Let's have a look at the gearbox tuning setup I've gone for today. Quite a simple one, just over 2 ratio, 131 kilometers an hour in first gear. It doesn't quite get to there. And then following that out with a nice curve. If you want to copy that, that's the statistics you need to copy for the 6P engine. Let's get it onto the track and let's see how fast it will actually go. Here we are then at the track with the newly acquired shop van. Let's go, see how fast we can get it. Accelerates very hard off the line, but not very quickly. It does start pulling in third gear, so we'll let off the gas. I haven't busted out my controller for this one. I'm not expecting anything too massive. Try and straighten up a little bit there. We're doing all right, though. 250 kilometers an hour. We're probably doing better than the last car I did. Heading up towards the 300 mark though. Where will we finish? We are swaying a little bit over the 300. There's yesterday or Monday's video beat. Where are we going to finish in a van? 315, 17, 318 kilometers an hour from the shop van. Here we are then, all finished with the bulk cargo, the new shop van, looking absolutely stunning. There's the old shop truck, still got the Virtual Mechanic logo on it, still looking pretty sweet, but definitely been replaced by the new works van. Looking absolutely stunning. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Looking incredible, and I'll be honest, 318 kilometers an hour on the speed track was actually quite impressive from this big heavy van. I wasn't expecting that at all. It does only pit it 70th in our leaderboard, but it has absolutely smashed Wednesday's BMW. Maybe not smashed, but smashed the M3 E30 with only 303 kilometers an hour. This at 318. Little bit surprised at that with the 6P engine, but still looking sweet. Obviously, we got the seats in the back, the front seat facing backwards. Very, very happy. And obviously, we aren't going to sell this one at all. It is going to stay in front of the shop. And one thing I forgot to mention is I have debumpered it. There is no front bumper on this one. It isn't missing. As you can see here, I removed it in the config, as well as lowering it down and all things like that. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I really do think it looked absolutely incredible. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this beautiful van. And maybe now that we've got a good advertising shop van, you might want to like and subscribe. I don't know. Maybe. Just putting it out there. We'll see. Thank you to everyone who is subscribed, though. But mostly, thank you all for watching the content, because watching is the best way to support. So carry on doing that. We will go some facts and figures about this bulk cargo, what I spent on it today, and things like that. So let's jump into it. This is obviously the Virtual Mechanic edition. It is absolutely slammed to the ground. We did pick it up from the auction where we didn't do too bad. We spent 9,548 purchasing the van. About 603 over the value when we bought it, but we have now put some cool stuff in it. We've increased that horsepower up to 638 horsepower, a gain of 92%. Amazing. But how much, if we were going to sell it for, could we sell it for? Is there any profit in this? 76,726. That's not bad. I spent today 41,632 on parts and paint. Add that together the price of the van, 51,180 is the total price we spent. So our profit is 25,543 if we were going to sell it, which we most definitely are not. This is going to stick around for the very foreseeable future. I've got a shop van, a shop pickup, looking amazing. I actually quite want them to put some more vans in here. I know they've just released the vans for 18. Car Mechanic Simulator 18, but I'd love to see some vans and some campers in 21 in the very near future. That would be awesome. Enough about the bulk cargo, though, as much as I do love it, and I'm so proud of it. Anyway, let's have a look what we got up next. We've got a G-Wagon up next. This is the G-Class. This is the G63 EU variant. There we go. Looking pretty insane. This is modded in by Payne. So far, from what I can tell, he's done a beautiful job. The engine options for this one, it comes currently with the double overhead cam AXK engine with 581 factory horsepower. We may swap it to the turbocharged, and not sure yet. But we did pick it up from the auction. Did we get ripped off? No, we actually did really well. 29,559 is what we paid for the van. We could already sell it for just over 1,700 profit. Not too bad. Obviously, we're not going to do that. We're going to be working on this one in the next episode. Let's jump into the shop and have a quick look at some available options. That is a lot of text. This is my first time in the shop for this, I'll be honest. G63, I know that's the one we need, but there's a couple of different parts. 10 pages of options from Payne. Lots of different trim styles. Carbon fiber trim, black trim, no trim. Lots to play around with. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun. There is a lot going on here. This is going to take me a little while to build. This will be for Monday, though. I do hope you have enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And as you saw, the van, it is part of a Discord competition. I will announce the winners after the weekend on a Monday. If you are in the Discord, though, jump in, give a vote. You've got until, well, in fact, by the time this video comes out, it'll already be closed. So don't bother. But you can go in and have a look. We may be running another one of these in the future, depending on how well it goes. But I will announce the winner in Monday's video and also show maybe a picture of their van, depending on what they want to see. That's it for today, though. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.